Have you heard about the benefits of meditation and you hear people talking about how much good it can do for your life, but you aren't really sure what to do or how to even go about starting? Well, then stick around because this video is for you. Today, I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know to get started with meditation. Let's get to it. How do I meditate? That has to be the number one question that I've always received since I've started meditating anyways. And it's actually the number one reason for the creation of this blog, this channel, this YouTube, this new venture in my life. This was the reason. Since I started meditating a handful of years ago, and it changed my life radically, definitively changed my life. There is a point of before meditation, after meditation in my lifetime. Since that happened, and I've become such a huge proponent of meditation and such a cheerleader for it, word has spread to people that I know and to people that I don't know on almost a daily basis, if not several times a week. I will get people swinging by my desk at work or calling me, texting me. They'll send messages on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere that they can find me. I get people approaching me saying, I heard that you can teach me to meditate. Can you please help me? And so we'll have a conversation or we'll go to lunch or something and we'll talk for a while. I'll teach them the basics. And inevitably, they always end up saying, you should really teach this stuff. And I say, I know. So here I am. And that was the genesis for the Wholeness shift, because it was that I wanted to teach and so much more that I've learned. And if I can help anyone improve the quality of their life or improve their health, their mental outlook, their emotional well-being, then I've done my job. So what is it about meditation that makes me feel so passionately about it? Well, it's this. Meditation is 100% guaranteed to change your life for the better. I'm just going to sit that number right there and let you think about that for a minute. It's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? I don't think that I'm overstating that at all, and I stand by that statement. 100% guaranteed to change your life for the better. Why would you not just want to dive right into that pool and make your life better? My personal experience combined with all of the scientific research behind it, some version of it is going to be better if you meditate. With that kind of a claim, why would you not be willing to at least give it an honest try? Like a 30-day trial. Even a 2-week trial would probably help you, but 30 days is where you need to start. If anything else in this world was a 100% guarantee, you would be diving in, right? So what do you have to lose? Ask yourself that honest question. And what are you waiting for? The only way to begin is to begin. For thousands of years, people have been meditating. And as usual, Western science is just now finally catching up with the rest of civilization, but they finally have. The countless benefits of meditation have now been widely documented in scientific research. So this isn't just a bunch of woo-woo and spirituality. There's hard, cold scientific facts behind the practice of meditation and the benefits that it can give your life. And don't take my word for it. Please. You should go do your own research. On this topic and any other topic in life, you should do your own research. Go to Google, do a research on the scientific studies related to meditation or the benefits of meditation and see what you come up with. It is no secret that meditation comes with a plethora of benefits to your health and well-being. So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is meditation? Meditation is when you purposely slow down your mind and your body with the intention to stay in the moment and to clear your mind. You do this by focusing on a single point, such as your breathing, a sound, a mantra, a chant, the sound of the air conditioning, whatever. It's all an attempt to still the mind. I always say that there are three main parts that make up a person. There's the personality, the ego, and the soul. And let's call a spade a spade. For most of us, the personality and the ego are driving the show most of the time. The soul's just kind of there, taking a back seat, chilling. What meditation does is it allows your soul to take a step forward and to be the main driver of the bus. And it teaches your personality and your ego how to use their indoor voices and kind of chill. And why does this matter? Why would you need to do this? Well, personality and ego, they're kind of rowdy and they can run amok, and they're not exactly conducive to peace. Whereas the natural state of our souls is to be one with the divine. And the natural state of our soul, therefore, is peace, love, joy, kindness, infinite compassion. Love. Did I already say love? Because I'll say it again, because love really is all that there is. Gentleness, self-control. It's all of those fruits of the Spirit that you were probably taught about in church. All of that is the natural state of our soul. So when you give your soul a moment to step forward and run the show, you're going to notice all of the most beautiful effects on your life. When people do a lot of yoga, when they spend a lot of time in church, when they do a lot of praying, any spiritual practice, anything that moves you closer to God and allows your soul to come forward and shine, you're going to get the same effect. What's special about meditation is that in addition to stilling your mind and allowing all of that to take place that we just talked about, it changes your brain. It increases your gray matter. It creates new neural pathways, and it alters your brain waves. You get into different states of brain waves. Our normal resting state when we're awake is like a high beta waves. And you can go into other, depending on how deeply you go and how practiced you are at it, you can go into alpha and theta, delta, gamma, all of these, and your brain begins pumping out all of these not only feel-good chemicals, but antioxidants, anti-cancer. It activates and stimulates your DNA in different ways, and it can shut off the genes that are causing you trouble, and it can activate some genes that may not have been activated before, or some sequences that can benefit you. So science has shown, but I am a first-hand believer because I have first-hand experience, that meditation heals you from the inside out. Meditation is a tool that helps you to bring peace to your life and all of those qualities we just talked about. Imagine that you have a glass of water sitting on a table and you dump a cup of dirt in there. You stir it up. And now that glass of water is all silty and sooty and muddy. What's the best way to filter that water and get it clean again? I mean, I'm sure that you could go buy all kinds of fancy filters and whatnot, but the best way to filter that water is simply to let it sit. If you let that glass sit still, eventually all of the chaos settles down and all of that muck will just settle to the bottom and the water will be clear. And that is the same as your mind and your thoughts. Your mind is used to just running amok. When you begin the practice of, on a consistent routine basis, sitting still and just giving your mind time and space to be still, eventually what you're going to notice is all of those thoughts just settling. Your mind will quiet, your being will quiet, and you're going to find yourself carrying that peace with you throughout your days. In addition to the emotional benefits of meditation, meditation gives you plenty of physical benefits. Here are some, but they're infinite. They're countless, really, but these are the most well-known, well-documented ones. Stress reduction. Lowered levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which means meditation is anti-inflammatory. Better sleep, better anxiety, lessened depression, an improved mood, a more positive outlook on life. Lowered blood pressure, lowered heart rates and respiratory rates, lengthened attention span, increase in gray matter in your brain, a decrease in age-related memory loss, increased creativity, increased problem solving, increased cognitive ability. So meditation makes you smarter. An improved immune system, better sleep, on and on and on and on and on. So the next question is, when should you meditate? Every single day, at least once a day. So when you first start, you're going to want to meditate every single day. It's like doing sit-ups. If you do one set of 10, you're not going to end up shredded with a six-pack. It builds on itself. Same with meditation. I had no problem diving right into meditation and meditating for 15 minutes a day right away. But some people can't do that. So even if you can only meditate for 5 minutes a day, please go do that and then build on it. The goal is to meditate for a minimum of 15 minutes per day every single day. And it's really up to you when you do it, but I find the benefits most in the morning because it kind of sets a tone for your whole day and it gets your mind right. However, there are times where I meditate 3 times a day. I'll meditate in the morning and when I get home from work and then again before bed. But at the very, very minimum, I meditate when I get up for 15 minutes. And that is the goal. Science has shown that 15 minutes a day for at least 30 days, you're going to start seeing the benefits. You'll actually start seeing the benefits after about 2 weeks, but you'll maximize the benefits after at least a month. Where should you meditate? Anywhere you want. You can meditate sitting at a traffic light for 30 seconds and you'll get benefit from it. You can meditate anywhere, but you're going to get the best results, obviously, if you're meditating somewhere where it's relatively quiet. You can put in your earbuds, not be disturbed for at least 15 minutes. Now, when I started meditating, I still had a house full of kids that liked to disturb me. So I had made a sign that I put on the door whenever I was meditating that basically threatened them within an inch of their life if they knocked on this door. Mom is meditating. Please do not disturb me for 15 minutes. And then I had a come to Jesus moment with all of them. And I'm like, I'm not kidding. Unless there is blood or fire involved, you do knock on this door for at least 15 minutes. And they quickly learned that 15 minutes wasn't all that long. Obviously, if you have tiny kids, that's not going to work. Mine were teenagers at the time, but you can always find 15 minutes. You probably spend 15 minutes or more on Facebook every day. Even if you have to do it when you're in the bathroom, you can find 15 minutes. And if not, you'll find excuses. How do you meditate? Meditation is as simple as sitting quietly with your eyes closed and slowly breathing in and out. That's it. I find it easiest to put in earbuds and have a YouTube video of meditation music playing in the background. But I mean, there is an abundance of these videos, you guys. Please go find one that works for you. I will share all of my favorites down there in the description box, and I go into even more depth on all of this over on the blog. So head on over to the blog when this is over if you want even more information. I prefer videos where it's just music, but my daughter prefers guided meditations where someone's talking and guiding you through, like imagine yourself walking down a green path. You see your spirit guide at the end of it, or you see a door and you open the door, it's guided. I don't like those. I get distracted. I get too in my head. I'm worrying if I'm seeing the door right, or did she mean a different shade of brown? I get too in my head. So I don't like those at all. I just like some music playing. So I will share my favorites down below and on the blog. Beyond that, the easiest way to get started with meditating is you don't have to sit in any funky positions or buy a special pillow to sit on the floor. You don't have to hold your hands in fancy mudras or anything. If you eventually want to work your way up to that, okay. But you don't have to do that to get started until you even understand what those are for. You don't have to chant. You don't have to om. All you have to do is sit quietly. I prefer to sit on the couch with my feet flat on the floor or sit on my ottoman cross-legged. So you just sit there with your hands gently in your lap. And if you would like to put your fingers like this, you can. But if not, just sit there with your hands gently resting in your lap and then close your eyes and just start focusing on your breathing. You want to try to slowly control your breathing, and you want to have your out breath be just a little bit longer than your in breath. So what I like to say is start with like a 5-7 count. Slowly breathe in to the count of 5, and then slowly breathe out to the count of 7. And if those numbers don't work right for you, adjust them a little bit. Go 7 and 10 or something like that. But the key is to slowly breathe in, slowly breathe out. Now, the second part of the breathing thing is where your breath is going. Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed out or you're anxious, all your breath is up here in your chest? You're doing chest breathing. Well, that's not good, and it's not conducive to relaxation. When you're meditating, make your belly rise. Make your belly go in and out. Remember, be gentle with yourself. This is all a practice. I've been doing this for a lot of years, so it's second nature to me. But it might take you a little bit longer, and that's okay. The important thing for you to remember is to not judge what's happening. Your only job is to show up and put your butt in the seat and be willing to sit there quietly for a number of minutes and focus on your breathing, or to just let your mind go. Your mind and your soul, they're going to take exactly what they need from that situation, and you can't control it. You can only do your part of it, which is to show up and be still. I've heard a lot of people over the years, they're like, oh, I tried meditating, I'm no good at it. I can't do it right. Well, it's impossible to not be good at it, and it's impossible to not do it right. All you have to do is show up. If you have the intention to be still and to practice meditation and to allow your mind, body, soul to get what it needs from that experience, you're going to get better at it. Even after years, sometimes I find myself going really deep, really quickly, and other times I'll sit there for 20 minutes and just be antsy. Can't get my mind to calm down. It's just ridiculous. But that's also a good indicator for us. It's a check-in for us, because we can see, wow, you know what? I sat here for 15 minutes trying to meditate, and all I could think of was XYZ. That must really be bothering me a lot more than I thought it was. And so it's a check-in for yourself, and then maybe you can handle some things that needed handled. Your mind is going to do what your mind is going to do. Your mind is created to have thoughts, and you're not going to turn them off. Your mind is going to continue to give you thoughts. That's what it does. What you want to do is stop what they call monkey brain, which is like a playful monkey jumping all over the branches, and your mind is just like all over the place. That's what you are going to eventually calm down. Here's where I like to use another analogy. Imagine yourself sitting in a busy train station. You're sitting on a bench, and you're just watching the trains come and go. It's none of your business how many trains are coming and going. You don't control how many trains are coming and going. You're just observing the trains coming and going, but you're not getting on them and going with them. It's the same thing with your mind and with your thoughts. The thoughts will come and the thoughts will go. Thoughts will come, thoughts will go. You might think, why haven't they called me back? What am I going to wear to work tomorrow? And you're just letting them go. Where you get into trouble is when a thought comes in and it's like, what do I need at the grocery store? And you go, yeah, what do I need at the grocery store? I need some bread. I need milk. We need cereal. We need, you start going with the thought. You get on the train. When that happens, just let it go. It's just like a helium balloon in your hand. Just open and let it go. It's not a thought process. It's not I did it again. You don't judge it. You don't do anything about it, but release it. Come back to center and keep watching the trains. Eventually, you're going to notice that as your mind calms, your breathing is going to just naturally calm and settle into a natural, easy, somewhat shallow rhythm. And that's okay. That's what you want, and that's okay. So when that happens, don't be like, oh, I forgot to watch my breath, and you start doing it again. The purpose of observing your breathing or of using a mantra like Om or whatever it may be. The purpose of these things is to give your mind something to focus on that's not your thoughts. I heard Deepak Chopra one time describe it like a taxi cab. It's like when you're trying to get to that second point, it helps get you there directly and quicker. But once you get to the point, you no longer need the taxi. You let the taxi go. When you first sit down to meditate, instead of listening to your mind just prattle on about everything and anything, instead you train your focus on a single point, whatever that point is, breathing, mantra, etc., and you focus on that point. But as you get to your destination, you get to the place of calmness and peace and being settled, you no longer need that thing to focus on. And your body and your mind will naturally release it. The key is to be patient with yourself. And as I've said many times before, just don't judge it. I hope that this taught you something. I hope that you learned something from this. I hope my story inspired you to go change your life. It's really that simple. Just start meditating. That's all it takes. Leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think there's anything to it? Do you think it's all just woo-woo? Do you have your own experience with meditation? Have you had any of your own healing? Have you seen that you're just not as much of a jerk anymore? Or what is your experience with this? If you want even more information, head over to the blog. I go into a little bit more depth over there. If you start meditating and you notice some effects, come back and leave me that too. Feel free to send me a message. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'm so excited to be going on this journey with you. Until next time.